Hello everybody and welcome to another Diesel Talk video. This is Ben with Diesel Power Products and we are coming at you with a video about the Fleece CP3 750 stroker, which is a 10mm pump. It's an injection pump for your 03 to 07 5.9 Cummins pickup trucks. Now, if you're planning on making some more power with your truck, or you may be getting to the point where it's time to replace your injection pump, also known as the CP3, this is going to be a great option for you. A couple of things that we really like about it. Fleece starts off with a brand new pump and modifies it to flow more and give you higher pressure throughout the RPM range and keep that rail full. But the nice thing about it is, since it is a brand new pump, there's no core charge. So you keep your old pump. If your old one's destroyed, no biggie, you can keep it for mock-up, rebuild it, have an extra, whatever you want. They don't need the core back. That also means that the quality is through the roof. Failure rates on these are non-existent. You get the luxury and the feel-good of putting a brand new part on your truck. That's also going to outperform the stock part that came on there originally. It doesn't just stop there. As you can see, it comes with a brand new Bosch FCA, as all brand new Bosch CP3s should. It also comes with a new feed line, so it's a hard line that goes from the CP3 to your fuel rail. You've got fittings as far as getting the fuel from your tank to your CP3, whether you're running a 3/8 inch line or a 1/2 inch line, they've got fittings there for you, and a hose for, I believe that's going to be for the return. So a couple of the nice things, if you're in the market for a CP3 for your truck and you're on the fence, do I go bigger, do I go smaller, not really sure where to go. A couple of things that we really like about this is there's no additional tuning required. So if you're still running stock injectors, if you plan on running larger injectors later on, or you plan on pushing the truck harder later on, you can effectively grow into this pump. Responds very well with stock injectors all the way up to a truck making around the 750 horsepower mark, hence the 750 in the part name. Now, there are people out there using this pump that have made more power than that, which is totally fine. But as far as what Fleece specs it out for and what they can reliably say that it'll keep that rail full for is 750 horsepower. So if you are in the market and you got a 03 to 07 5.9 common rail for a CP3, because you need a new injection pump, this is definitely something you should not glance over. And if you're kind of a performance-oriented person like myself, you like kind of replacing better parts with even better parts, this is really going to be something you should look into. So you may be thinking to yourself, why is everybody telling me I need to get a new CP3 for my truck? Well, first off, they are wear item. If you have one of these 03 to 07 trucks, chances are you got some miles on there. Once you start getting up above that 200K mark, 220, 250, you've gotten pretty much your money's worth out of that stock pump. Not to say that they don't last longer than that. There are plenty of trucks out there running the stock CP3 and a higher mileage than that. But at that point, if you do start to see some failures or start to see them lack in performance, it's probably time to get a replacement on there. If you are trying to make more power with the truck, the stock CP3 is going to have issues keeping that fuel rail fed. Let's talk about that real quick. Now, what your CP3 does is it takes, you have a lift pump on the truck feeding the fuel from the tank up to your filtration housing, and you have your filtration housing to the CP3. The CP3's job is to pressurize that fuel from, say, about 10 to 15 PSI, hopefully around 15 PSI if you're running a good lift pump, all the way up to the 25, 28, 29,000 PSI mark to keep that rail full to feed those injectors. If you have a CP3 that's not quite up to the task, or you're running larger injectors that demand more fuel, or you're running some pretty hard tuning on the truck that you're just finding that under hard loads, if you watch your rail pressure, you can actually see that the commanded and actual are getting pretty far apart there. So you actually see fuel rail drop or fuel rail pressure drop. Anytime you see fuel rail pressure drop, you're missing out on power, you're missing out on performance, and you're missing out on economy under normal driving scenarios. So if you're seeing that issue going on, or you're planning to make more power in the future, that is definitely a reason to check out an upgraded CP3, namely this one right here, which is obviously going to cover up to about 750 horsepower. This is the same pump that we run in our project dubbed COVID Cummins. That is running a set of larger dynamite diesel injectors, and that thing is going to easily be making the 700 horsepower mark without it being stressed out with a set of compounds on there. So if you are planning to make anywhere around that 750 horsepower mark, this is your jam. Do not hesitate to put that in your truck, even if it's stock right now. One of the things I want to touch on here with Fleece pumps is they're always looking out for people buying their pumps and also people possibly buying a truck that has one on there or maybe buying them secondhand. If you have anybody telling you they have a fleece pump installed on the truck, a lot of times it's hard to tell because it looks basically like a stock pump because all the modifications are done internally. One of the things they do is on the snout here, where you're going to be installing the gear, they have machined in the Fleece logo and then what pump it is. So this one is a 10 millimeter pump, so it's the Fleece logo with 10 mm as in 10 millimeter on that as well. Pop the cover off, put a mirror in, have a look. If someone's telling you they have a Fleece pump and those markings aren't on there, it's not a Fleece and they're lying to you. So one of the cool things that Fleece does to support everybody in the aftermarket industry, honestly. So another one of the things that Fleece does to make sure these pumps are top tier is their testing. They test each and every one of these pumps after they've been modified on their stands to make sure that it's going to perform the way they want it to in your truck. It's not just a test stand where they make sure it flows, but it actually puts it under a load to make sure that, again, it's going to do what they say it's going to do. I can honestly say, being on this side of the counter, in all my years here, I have yet to deal with a Fleece CP3 failure. And I don't mean that as a sugarcoating thing, I mean that as I am very proud to sell these pumps because they just don't fail. And I like selling stuff that doesn't fail. So if you're in the market for a new CP3, if you're 03 to 07 5.9 common rail, make sure and give this thing a look. Do not sleep on these. These are going to be something that are going to benefit you throughout the life of the truck. If you have any questions or want to learn more, you can always check out our website, dieselpowerproducts.com, or we have lots of different ways for you to get a hold of us. We have a live chat feature on the website. We have people answering questions on Instagram and Facebook, or shoot us an email. Or the old-fashioned way, pick up the phone and shoot us a call. We're on the phones 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time. Phone number is 888-993-4373. Thanks for watching.